everyone. Please confirm that you can hear me. Please confirm that I can be heard. I'm speaking and people can hear me. Yes, no, maybe so. Y'all are on a delay, so I'm going to awkwardly sit here for a sec. Yes. Hi. Hello. Everyone can hear me. Okay. Awesome. Hi, guys. Loud and clear, all good. We have a lot of folks eager to be in chat today. I wonder why. Okay. All right, guys. So I was gonna. There's 270 people in here. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Hi, everybody. Oh, Lord. Okay. Oh, boy. All right. I don't have a mod in chat. I'm here. It's just me, so just keep that in mind. Please don't say anything like egregious, because we'll get into why that's not a good idea. To say anything like egregiously bad on God's green internet. Oh man. All right. Well, I was going to talk about something completely different. There's 350 people in here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. All right. Listen, in my defense, I was going to stream about something completely different. I stream about every 2 weeks on this channel. I do just a very casual stream. If y'all have never been here before, it's usually about 100 to 150 of us. And I just chat about pop culture topics because this is a pop culture channel. And I made that plan last night that I was going to stream today. So, the little stream scheduled to go up at 5:15 after I finish my job. Then I come on here and I chat with y'all for, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. And so, I was gonna talk about just like some pop culture stuff that is of interest to me, but then a big thing happened. A big news story happened. Now, for those who don't know, I used to work in the news. I don't work in the news anymore. So I am just seeing this unfold from an outside perspective in the way that a lot of y'all are. I just had the news on in the background while I was working, just kind of consuming information. This is a really crazy story. Hello to the 400 people in here. This is like closer to like one of the bigger streams that I've had, I think. I don't know why y'all want to hear me talk about this. I don't know. Part of me was like, oh, it's just gonna be like my normal chill, like stream. But I guess not. But we're gonna have, I guess, a conversation in here. You want to hear what Kayla says? Yeah. What was my biggest stream? My biggest stream, I think, was my first stream that I did after the election, and it was like 700 people. Also, the Oscar stream that we did last year was around this amount. We had like 300 people kind of in and out pretty consistently. So, and also the Zoran stream after Zoran won the primary was closer to this size. But yeah, I'm not used to this. I don't have like a big stream team or anything. It's literally just me yapping up here. Brian's not home yet. Brian's at work. So yeah, we're just having a really nice and civil conversation. And the first thing that I want to say is that everyone needs to stop moving like they want to knock at their door, and that includes some of you in the chat right now. People asking what happened. If you don't know, conservative commentator and prolific founder of Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk, was shot and killed earlier today at a college campus event in Utah. He was pronounced dead a short time ago. He was 31 years old. As of my knowledge currently, I am unaware. I believe there is no suspect in custody. They thought they had one. They do not as of right now. If that has changed, please let me know. I'm not actively looking at like a feed or anything. Donald Trump was the first to confirm, I believe, that he was dead. And yeah, so that is probably what we're going to be talking about today, because it would be kind of weird. No Fed posting. Whoever said no Fed posting, correct. No Fed posting, and I'm going to get into what that means for y'all. Am I breaking the news? Are some of y'all really finding this out from me? That's crazy. Hello to the 513 people in here. We're having a chill, cool conversation in which everyone who pulls up is going to be normal, because I don't have anyone to mod right now. So everyone's going to be on their best behavior. Everyone's going to behave like, people are watching. Okay? Okay. He did pass. It was confirmed. He did pass away. I mean, if you saw, and this goes into, what we're going to talk about, I think, is that if you saw the video, there was a farther away video, and then there was a close-up video. And if you saw that close-up video, if you are, squeamish about this kind of stuff, I do not recommend watching it. It was, I understand from watching that close-up, like that, it was not likely that he was going to survive. It was to my knowledge, he is dead. He was confirmed dead. Yes, he is confirmed dead. To my knowledge, it was a shot from about 200 feet away, and he was at like one of these typical campus events that he does. The shot came from, like 200 feet away. So I'm assuming it's some kind of sniper to make that shot, like so closely, right? And we don't, as of right now, I don't think they know about the suspect. I still think they're on the hunt for the suspect. Earlier in the day, there was footage of an older gentleman being detained by police, and he was saying, "I have the right to remain silent." People presume that he was like part of the crowd and he's the one who did it. But they are saying that man has since been released. 200 yards. Did I say 200 feet? I'm sorry, 200 yards. Suspect is still at large. That is currently what we know. That's what I know as of now. That is all I know. I know all the information that you know. Charlie Kirk, for folks who are not in the U.S., is a conservative influencer, commentator, founder of Turning Point USA, which is a big conservative communication group. He was known for doing a lot of those like debate me events. Like he would go to college campuses and he would debate people. He was recently parodied on South Park. So that's what happened. It's kind of a crazy news story. One of the crazier news stories that has happened in recent memory. So that's what's going on. I feel so traumatized by the video. Yeah, please do not seek this out. Twitter is not doing a good job of policing what is on there right now. The farther away one is bad, but the close-up one is really, really bad because you quite literally just like see a man die on impact. So first thing I want to say is too many people are out here behaving like they want to knock on their door. And by that, I mean in situations like this, high security, high profile situations like this one, the feds are going to be trolling parts of the internet that they're not normally on. And they're going to be hyper reactive to anything that anyone says. So yeah, if you're feeling some type of way about this and you get, you want to get your dunks in your group chat, go right ahead. But please, when it comes to like the 1,000 likes that you're going to get on twitter.com for, like posting the Charlie Kirk XXXTentacion meme, it's not worth it. Like none of that kind of behavior is worth it. Move in silence. That doesn't need to be out there. You know what I'm saying? Also, like, if you are employed and, the general question comes up, how do you feel about Charlie Kirk? The answer is, I don't know who that is. The answer is, I have no opinion. Okay? Like, it's not worth the clout. Do not post publicly. It is not worth whatever clout you think you're going to get from that situation. It's already happening. I'm already seeing it happen. And most of it, like, is not funny. Like, I'm gonna be so for real. Like, I get it. Like, this is a good kind of like moment of reprieve for people who want to get their dunks in. But this has some pretty intense implications going forward. So please behave yourselves, because not only is your behavior online going to impact you potentially, again, because the feds are crawling through places that they're not normally at, it's also going to impact the marginalized people around you. Okay? It's not worth your dunks. It's not worth your clout. Move in silence. Move in silence. Like, sorry, let me catch up on the chat. Like, however you feel about it, like, online or, in public spaces, the answer is I have no opinion. That's the answer. That's the answer. Kayla's like the millennial mom of Gen Z. I'm just trying to protect you guys. I am trying to I know it's a really emotional situation. I understand that pieces of this can be cathartic for folks. I get it, but like it is not, the posting is not worth it. The public posting is not worth it. Sorry, let me catch up on the chat. Kayla really does have the makings of a varsity cool aunt. That's funny. What are your personal thoughts on this? My personal thoughts are move in silence. Those are my personal thoughts on it. Like, hi, Runner Eye. Derek was also in the chat as well. Anyways, yeah, what's everybody having for dinner? Anyways, I can't wait to make tikka masala meatballs tonight. That's so real. I don't know what I'm having for dinner tonight. I don't know. Like, there is commentary to be made here. I'm not ignorant to that fact. You know what I mean? Like, there are commentators, there are journalists, there are politicians who are going to come on and spin this situation however they see fit and however, they want to spin it. And like, that's going to happen, but you do not need to implicate yourself in any of that for the sake of ego. That's what I'm saying. It's the public dunking is not, it's not worth it. I promise. I'm eating raviolis, spaghetti, and minced meat. I got my COVID and flu shots today. It's a great day for shots. I do need that. I do need my booster shot. Yes, let's also not forget that 2 students were also shot today in Colorado. Yeah. It's, and if anybody's, in fear of like, violence, living in fear of violence, that's America. That's America. And what you saw in that video, what I saw in that video, that deeply traumatic incident that I just saw in that video that's being circulated online right now, that also happened, that happens to a lot of school children across this country every day. You know what I mean? And that if you're feeling like unnerved by the state of violence in this country, welcome to the United States of America. Yeah. I didn't hear about the Colorado shooting today, right? Yeah, there's multiple shootings going on here in the United States because that people just replying with the video under tweets is so crazy. Yeah, you guys, like, being online in a public forum, especially when, like, Twitter, that's, like, a commonly used social media site, that does not mean that you have to subject yourself to violence. Like, that, like, I'm not, like, that video is, like, some live leak shit. Like, it is, it's not for the faint of heart. Don't feel as if you need to subject yourself to it for the sake of, like, you know, being up to date on what's going on. It's you know, it's traumatizing. I can't play it here, obviously. A lot of people saw it against their will. You know, they're just scrolling. They don't know what they're looking at. They're just like watching a video because we've been trained to, like, you know, constantly intake and ingest short form videos. And like, yeah, anybody who watched that watched a man die. Straight up. Like, straight up. And it's fucked. Like, yes, the top post on the trending tag, Charlie Kirk, the first one is a close-up of the incident. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm a little hesitant to, like, screen share anything right now. I don't want that popping up. I'm not going to play that on here. I will say that if you saw it, like, when this news happened, because it was kind of unclear what state he was currently, you know, he was in after it happened, people were like, oh, you know, if you watch that close-up, it was very clear that, like, I'm surprised he even made it to the hospital. I'm really surprised that he even made it, he even made it there, with the amount of blood loss that you just saw, like, off rip. And it's fucked. It's just fucked. Like, sorry, I'm catching up on the chat, everybody. Sorry, there is so much happening on my phone. There's so much happening in the chat. But yeah, that's, I don't know. I was talking about this actually the other day in regards to, yes, he is dead. Charlie Kirk is dead. He has lost his life. He is dead. I'm sorry that I'm the person breaking this news to you. I shouldn't be, and that probably says a lot about the state of our media ecosystem. He has been confirmed dead. And again, if you watch that video, like, it was pretty clear that happened, like, on impact, basically. Because it was such a close, like, precision marked shot. To the point where I would assume that whoever took that shot has some kind of military level of training or something, because it was fucking crazy. What is going on? For those who are just joining us, Charlie Kirk, sorry, I was reading a different comment. Charlie Kirk, who's a conservative commentator here in the U.S., was shot and killed today at a campus event in Utah. To my understanding, the suspect is still at large. They don't have him in custody. Chat, please correct me if that is incorrect. I'm not looking at my feed right now, so I don't know if that is true or false. Can someone please explain to me how important he is? I'm not from the USA. He's a very prominent conservative commentator. He has a lot of close ties to the Trump administration. He is a big part of the MAGA media apparatus and has been for the last 10 years or so. So that's why it's such a big deal here. Also because he's made sort of a career off of, you know, going to these college campuses and debating liberals and having, you know, an open discussion, whatever, like that. You know, that's like his thing. So this is just like a very, like, you know, it's a situation that is, like, rightfully rattling a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Last I checked, 3 minutes ago, the suspect has not been apprehended. Thank you, Athena P. Thank you to my twin, Athena P, in chat. Everybody go subscribe to Athena. All of my friends who are YouTubers in here, everybody go subscribe to them. And yes, he's a conservative. Yes, he's a conservative. He's a conservative. He's pro-gun. He's, you know, pro whatever you think American conservatives are. Like, he is that, like, as the epitome of that. And so the thing about it, I guess, that is just kind of like a culmination of the modern state of American culture, right? Hello to the 630 people in here. I don't know why y'all are finding comfort with me of all people right now, bro. This is crazy. You know, I do feel that there is sort of this desensitization to violence in general, not just political violence. I mean, political violence certainly with what's going on in Gaza, with stuff like this. And I don't feel great, again, about just like the inclination to just publicly turn everything into a joke about, like, you know, how many likes can this like silly tweet that everyone else is gonna make, like, you know what I mean? I don't think it's worth it, and I think it just speaks to how desensitized we are to violent acts, no matter how you feel about Charlie Kirk. And I'm not saying that you can't, you know, express your feelings with other like-minded folks privately because you're a private citizen and that is your right to do so. But like in a public forum, optics-wise, is it great for, you know, as the right prattles on about the inherent violent tendencies of the left, is it the best thing to do right now to get on twitter.com while everyone's already looking to scapegoat marginalized people and folks on the left in this situation and, you know, be the thing that they can point to and also put yourself in harm's way? Is it really like, there is so much kind of like pride and ego in our own social clout and profiles. Like, this is not going to end well. This is one of those things that is, you know, going to sort of escalate the situation in a very intensely negative manner, okay? I am not the first person to speculate on this. However, if you are not from the US, Trump is currently occupying our capital, Washington, D.C., with the National Guard. And they're doing so because they're saying that the National Guard, like because the National Guard needs to be there because D.C. is not safe, D.C. is violent, whatever. They're trying to do the same thing in Chicago. They threaten to do the same thing in New York. The very real reality of the situation right now is that they are probably going to use this to escalate, if not in that direction, to do that specifically, okay? Like, that is, he's a martyr. Whether or not, you know, you want to admit that, no matter how you feel about him. So move with the understanding that whatever you do and say, right, can be used and weaponized and may harm the most vulnerable people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get what you're saying, but there's no collective movement we can do to reverse the narrative. The numbers are back up which side of the political spectrum incites more violence and who runs the news. I'm kind of unclear about what you're saying. I don't know. I guess I'm unclear. The selective anger is what exhausts me. Is she okay? Is who okay? Who are you talking about? What's happening? Oh, did anybody see what happened with Greta Thunberg? I don't know what you're talking about. What are we talking about? We're talking about the Charlie Kirk thing. We were talking about the Charlie Kirk thing and how, unfortunately, the people who need to hear this aren't in the chat. I mean, some of you are, because because I've seen like people make like just going on and pointing a direct arrow to themselves, a big flashy arrow, going, "Look at me, look at me." Don't do that. That's what they want. Don't do that. Greta is okay. What happened? I don't even know what we're talking about. I feel like Trump's going to send the National Guard to Utah. No, they're going to send it to blue states. That's what they've been looking at doing. Before this happened, the thing that they were pushing was a local news murder story in Charlotte of a random person getting on a bus and killing like a random girl. And they were pushing that so hard and talking about how that was going to be the thing that like instilled, you know, the National Guard going into these Democrat cities. They're going to pivot, even though this happened in Utah, to saying like, you know, this is the unhinged violence of the left, rather. And they're going to use that as an excuse to sort of just kind of infiltrate places that they aren't yet. The martyr angle is pretty concerning. America picks and chooses when to be upset and when to be unmoved. Absolutely. I'm not saying that any of that is wrong. I'm not saying that any of that is wrong. I'm just saying that, like, people sometimes need to think of, you know, outside themselves for a second and be smarter. You like, be smarter. If you missed what I said earlier, because we now have almost 700 fucking people in here, which is crazy. If somebody asks you, or if it's a conversation happening online in a public forum, what your opinion on Charlie Kirk is, you have no opinion. Your opinion is that you have no opinion or that you don't know who that is. That's it. Like, kind of scary how people online just make everything a joke now. It's not a joke. Every time stuff like this happens, and I feel the same way about like the Epstein stuff and people making jokes about Donald Trump being a pedophile, whatever. Like, I get it. It's like the cathartic gotcha that you want. Like, I understand that, but like, and I understand, you know, like the level of catharsis in it by pointing out their hypocrisies and whatever. See, this is what I mean. Okay, somebody just said something that's fucking crazy and doesn't need to be in here. So I'm banning them. I don't give a fuck. Don't say weird unhinged shit. Don't say it in my stream and don't say it on Twitter. It's not hard. It's not hard. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel great about the way that we're like desensitized to this stuff, because optics are important whether you want to admit it or not. Yes, your digital history will absolutely be used against you as like mass surveillance is becoming more of a thing. If you don't know what Palantir is, look that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, your opinion is that you have no opinion. Move in silence. Jesus fuck. You know? Kayla, do you have any tips on how to calm down? I'm really stressed right now. I mean, 740 people. Can you all tell me what you are doing here? Oh my god. Oh my god. Everyone should just get off Twitter, I fear. I mean, yeah, but like, you know, that is, you know, it's the public town square, right? It's where we get our news. My opinion is that I support trans people. I do too. That's also my opinion. Exactly. My opinion is I support trans rights. My opinion is I support universal health care. You know what I mean? We love you and you are smart. Oh, thank you so much. I'm here to know what you're drinking. It's water. It's just water in my little, like, cup. This cup was an engagement gift. It says Mrs. on it. I'm going to bed and wanted a vid to do my night routine. That's funny. Kayla, your hair looks so good. OMG, thank you. Listening to me while you're getting ready for work. Oh my god, Australia, I forget that they're like opposite from us. Get you some Coke Zero, Bessie. I don't drink soda. I only drink water. Who is talking about stolen Labubus? Is that a reference to, like, what is that a reference to? Here with someone for a balanced and nuanced opinion. I hope I'm giving that. I mean, I just, you know, I don't want to report anything that's wrong. I don't want to, you know, make everybody scared. But the reality of the situation is that sometimes I don't, like, you know, that like meme of, like, you know, stepping on a rake and it flips up and like hits you in the face. Like, there are just some people who are so like chronically online and like in that bubble and they can't separate themselves from it, that they just do that to themselves over and over and over again. And like, you can convince yourself that optics don't matter because whoever's, you know, they're gonna spin this however they want, and like, to some extent that's true, but again, maybe just consider that like the marginalized people that need to be at the center of everything you do in the way that you move online. And maybe consider the ways in which you have been negatively desensitized to violence, because I think it's a problem. I think it's a problem. Thank you for talking about this. This is my safe space. I hope it is your safe space. Will the archive of... I usually keep the archives of the lives up. I don't see any reason to take this one down, necessarily. I think the one after the election, I left it up, and then I ended up taking it down after like a month or whatever, but... I need to hear about this with a non-news source because they're not displaying the right information about the impact of this. I mean, it kind of depends on who you watch, but I understand that. I mean, if you want to know who I watch, I mean, I was actually just like watching NBC News, like the stream today, because I watch that sometimes while I work, like during the day, and then like it kind of flipped to like their breaking news coverage of this. So that's what I was watching. I watched Hassan for a little bit, and that's kind of who I was watching today. Instagram and X is scary right now. What are we talking about? We're talking about conservative commentator Charlie Kirk getting assassinated, pretty much. Chat, have we learned anything? Again, I don't want to click on anything and screen share because I don't want anything fucking crazy coming up here. Do we know anything else about the suspect? Are there any developments there? I'm looking in the other window right now. I don't see anything. I'm interested to know how this person got away, because it, you know. Yeah, I'm already just like looking on here and I'm like, guys, like, I don't know. There's just some things that don't need to be said publicly. Say them in private. You're a private citizen. You have the right to whatever, thoughts you have. Just don't say them publicly. Utah College got told to shelter in place. Yeah, there was somebody who follows me who was like, they live on the campus and they're sheltering in place currently. Unconfirmed, but they said they have footage of him leaving. No, the guy in the blue, the elderly man that was seen being detained earlier today, to my knowledge, is not the suspect any longer. I think he was at one point, but now they're saying it was somebody who was shooting from a distance and got away, is the current situation. Yes, keep it in the group chat. I'm not saying you can't say anything in the group chat. I'm not saying that. Keep it in the group chat. Don't let your terminally online ego get the best of you. It's not worth it. It's move in silence. Like, any idea if he was older or younger? I thought it was a student. They had previously detained an older gentleman. I don't know if they know anything about who it is now. Yes, group chat or kitchen tape. Yes, be careful. There is a literal like gore video of him being shot. Be careful about researching it if you were not comfortable with that kind of stuff. I did see it today, and it's a tough watch. It's a tough watch. Like it's really bad. A tweet away from a knock on your door, divas. Be responsible. Absolutely. What are we talking about? We were talking about Charlie Kirk. Oh my god, look at and so like again, I'm explaining to you like how you should be moving right now, and there's still people in here making the same 50 goddamn corny jokes, okay, that I've seen since this happened. I get it. I get the need to want to like, I don't know, get it off your chest in this really cathartic way. But also like, what do you do? Who are you helping? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Hello, Kayla. I love your video. Yeah. Also, quick promo. If you missed my, I made a video yesterday, and it's not getting pushed out that great because the back to school algorithm is not great. So if you haven't seen it, it's on the new Wuthering Heights movie. You should go watch my video. Go watch my video. Fuck. As a survivor of gun violence and a mass shooting, I have seen shit like this both IRL and online in the moment, and pray for those affected by the shooter today. They shouldn't have to live through this. Yeah, exactly. That's like, you don't like the person it happened to? Okay. There are still people in that crowd who were traumatized from that violence. You don't have to be publicly insensitive about it because it makes you feel better. You don't have to give the same 500 fucking lukewarm takes about it. Everyone just views everything through the lens of their own ego. I get there's hypocrisy there, right? Republicans are hypocritical? No fucking way, dude. That's crazy. No way. Kayla for president. God, no. Already watched the video and enjoyed it. Thank you. I'm just asking a question. I don't even know what you're talking about. Love the video. Wish YouTube would stop auto-translating titles. Are you the person that tweeted about this to me yesterday? Because I don't know what that's in reference to, and I don't know if I can fix that. Kayla, you low-key need mods to time out some of these people. I've kicked out some of them already because, again, I said if you're new here, pull up and be normal or do not pull up. Okay? Don't be a weirdo in chat. Be respectful and your jokes aren't funny. I've already seen 200 of them before logging onto this stream. More of you need to be told that you're not funny. Like, make me be a mod. I'm not gonna mod Rin. I'm not gonna. I'm sorry. I'm catching up on the chat here. It's a little. It's moving fast. Officials are giving an update at 6. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I don't know if I can do anything about the translated titles, guys. I am not a Mets fan. I am a Yankees fan. Like, yes, I get it. I get that there's like an ironic element to this. I don't know what you want me to say. You know what I mean? Like, the fallout from this is going to be scary. Yes, it will. It is going to be scary. Do we know what the time zone of Utah for the update? Are they 2 hours behind New York? I don't even know. Are we sure America isn't getting closer to civil war? I don't think so, but you know. What's the difference between Mets and Yankees? They're two different teams. Yes, it is technically ironic. Are you willing to be in jail for that irony? Ask yourself that question. Every time you tweet or you make a stupid post in chat. Okay. I'm gonna ban this guy. Ban user, fuck off. We're just having more violent reactions. Did you hear about the school shooting in Colorado? I did hear about that. And it's just really fucking sad and horrible. Runner, I did not ban you, my love. I did not. And yes, I get it. I get that, like, what I'm saying, if you're not in the US, like, doesn't literally apply to you, probably. Like, I get it. But oh my god. Yeah, be careful about posts you like, too. I know likes are private on Twitter, but still, like, just don't implicate yourselves in anything. I just, you know, like... Ugh. I get it. I get it. I get that it's okay to have mixed feelings about it. You know what I'm saying? But Elon will hand those likes over if asked. All of my oomps are done for. Kayla, you're so forward-thinking and intelligent. Elon can see your Twitter likes. Fed posting. Yes. How many times do these incidents have to keep happening for people to advocate for stricter gun laws? They won't. That's the thing. No one is like, that's the common denominator. If you take all of the context out of this, out of the shooting that just happened in a church in Minnesota, yeah, that nothing's going to change unless we get stricter gun laws. And that's not happening. It's never happening. So, like, that's it. Like, I think days like this, it's just best to put the phone down for a while. Yeah. I mean, I have an issue with that for sure. Yes, the ramifications are going to be bad. They're going to be bad. And these people who are in charge of everything don't care if you're pointing out like hypocrisies and like ironic contradictions within the philosophy of the conservative party, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna go, look at this person pointing this out, and look at how they're a monster, celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. You don't have to get your licks in publicly. You don't have to. Yeah, we're never getting more restrictive gun laws here in the US. We're never getting them. This isn't going to change anything. When a bunch of little kindergartners got shot in 2012, that was the turning point for it to potentially change something, and it's not getting changed. It's not happening. The thing is that, like, and the sobering thing is that it's not a matter of if you live in the US, it's a matter of when this is you. Right? Statistically, it can happen to any one of you. It can happen to you, me, somebody that you love, right? Because the common denominator is it's pretty easy to get a weapon here, right? So whatever, like, conversations surrounding mental health and gun, and putting that through a political lens, it doesn't matter, because it's not getting fixed. It's not getting changed. It doesn't matter. Like, are you nihilistic? No, I'm not. I just, not necessarily. That's the state of American politics right now. You know what I mean? We have a long way to go before anything gets changed, especially considering who is in power currently. This guy was mainly an influencer, right? Yeah, he was an influencer who kind of just had like a big hand in sort of like crafting the modern day philosophy of the Republican Party. Be careful online. You can say whatever you want in a room alone, and best believe I am. Exactly. You're saying a lot of valid and real stuff right now. Respect. Thank you. Can we talk about the other Charlie and what her next album will be after Brat? I don't really care about Charlie XCX. Sorry. What do you think of what Mamdani said? Didn't he say, like, what did he say? He just said, like, he condemns political violence, which is totally fine to say. That's totally fine to say. Like, anyone who's getting mad at him is a fucking weirdo. Kayla, I hope you're doing okay. Don't concern troll me. I'm fine. Thank you. At this juncture, we are all nihilistic to some degree. I mean, yeah, because, like, look at the state of the world, man. Like, as someone who works in mental health with teens, I'm so scared for them. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared for everybody, man. It's a scary time. It's not a good time. Yeah, expecting any politician to cheer this is so divorced from reality. That's still what, like, the conservatives are going to say, is they're going to say that the, Democratic politicians are encouraging it. Meanwhile, that's, like, literally not what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, of course, every Democratic politician is going to condemn this. You know what I mean? I thought Kayla liked Charlie. I like Charlie XCX. I just, like, I don't really, like, care to talk about her right now. Not the time, but congrats on the engagement. Thank you. Days like these are when you walk yourself down to the 7-Eleven and get a big old Slurpee. Yes, yeah, he's more than an influencer. He's, like, very close to the Trump administration, which begs the question, like, why did this person, like, go after him? Like, it's, like, a weird, we don't know anything, right? Like, we're just kind of looking at the other, side right now. Like, I don't know, man. Like, this is a supremely, like, black pilling event, weapons like that being on a college campus is terrifying. Exactly. It's just it's statistically, at this point, if you live in the US, you just have to pray to some god, whether you believe in him or not, that this is not going to happen to you. And that's it. Because the people in charge are not going to do anything about it. Even when it's their guy, they're not going to do anything about it. Because our culture is insanely violent. And we don't do anything to fix the mechanism of that, which is radicalization and failures and gaps in the mental health system. And we don't, take away the enforcing mechanism of that, which is the fact that it's not hard to get a gun. It's not hard to buy a gun. It's not hard to obtain a gun. That's the common denominator in all these situations. It doesn't matter the ideologically the person behind the violence, the ideology rather. It doesn't matter. They're all able to access guns and do violent things. And then we get desensitized progressively to violence. And we just sit by and we don't do anything. And then we on the left argue back and forth over stupid bullshit that doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a meat grinder at this point, and you're lucky if it doesn't take you out. It's bleak, but it's true. I wish this wasn't normalized. Yeah, for real. Yeah, you can buy, to my knowledge, you can buy a gun without having to take a safety class or whatever. Or even if you, that's the other thing is they're so prominent, especially in certain parts of the country, that even if you can't buy one for whatever reason, you can still get access to one. You can take one from someone else who just has it lying around. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm checking my phone to make sure that nobody who's watching my live is assuming I'm gonna get canceled or whatever. Or warning me about getting canceled. I think everything I've said has been fair, right? Everything I've said has been okay. I'm just yelling at all of you to be smarter, which I think is valid. Which is kind of what I do anyway, right? Hearing your opinions makes me feel sane, Kayla. I'm glad. Okay, I'm banning the person who keeps asking me if I'm okay. Shut the fuck up. I'm fine. Ban user, delete their comments. Fuck off. You are too reasonable for the internet. I don't know. Not be smarter since you got your degree. That's funny. You low-key are giving a media training class. It's funny. What do you think we should do now? About what? In general? What are we doing? I don't know. People underestimate how the normalization of violence can be used by a totalitarian government in the future against political opponents or groups. Yeah, because the only thing, people don't think before they speak, before they post. They only think about them. They only think about themselves. They don't ever think about how what they do or say might hurt other people. You should be a celeb's PR agent. That's funny. Do you live in the US? Your window looks very Canadian or Swedish. That's so specific. Yeah, I live in New York City. This is just a wide window that goes outside. The video is gnarly. Yeah, don't watch it. If you haven't seeked it out yet, don't watch it. Guilt-free crash out today. You all have earned it. All right, y'all. I've got to head out and finish my shift. Thanks for the vent and talking this out with me. No problem. Did you get your ticket to the Ariana Grande concert? No. Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. Every day feels like a crash out all day. That is true. Whoa, window that goes outside. Sorry, yeah, I guess obviously every window is a window that goes outside, but it's just like my whole wall over here is a window. You can't see all of it, but that's what's outside. Obama tweeted about it. Yeah, I'm sure. I haven't seen it, but let me guess what he's going to say. He's going to say it's a tragedy and that nobody should be killed for speech, right? Let me see what he said. Yeah, we don't know yet what motivated the person who shot and killed Charlie Kirk, but this kind of despicable violence has no place in our democracy. Yeah, that's what every single Democratic politician is going to say, and yet the people on the right are going to go, this is the fault of the bloodthirsty left. You know why they're going to say that? Because, Comrade Foot Lettuce from Portland, Oregon can't help but tweet about, like Call of Duty kill shot memes for the 1.5 likes that they're going to get on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? We get it. You're irony poisoned. Did they bring in the suspect yet? Not to my knowledge. I do not believe that there is a suspect in custody. Let me double check on that for you, but I don't think so. The other thing that's like so annoying about this is like, it was the same thing about like with when it was like a rumor that like Trump, like something happened to Trump or whatever. Like Twitter used to be actually good for getting real-time breaking news updates, and they just ruined it. Like, and so now like nobody trusts anything that they actually see. Yeah, move in silence is actually the best advice, and I think I needed to hear that today. You do, a lot of you do, and a lot of you are still, again, in here making dumb, corny jokes, and I'm banning some of you. Yes, Charlie Kirk is dead, for those who don't know. He was shot and killed today. Yeah, I also think the rise of AI is definitely not helping people trust what they see online. Yeah, that's another thing. Because when I saw that close-up video, people were like, "Oh, that's AI," and I was like, "I don't think so." I was about to make a joke, but let me not get cute with Kayla watching. I mean, you can. The worst I'm gonna do is call you not funny. Like, it's like the people who are making jokes about like Epstein raping little girls. You can make the joke. I'm just gonna tell you it's not funny. Because more of you need to hear that you're not funny. You're not hosting your own little comedy show out here. You know what I mean? To the government, you're just like, dirtbag leftist number 53. You're not a person to them. Like, I couldn't handle if Kayla thought I wasn't funny. I'd rather you shoot me than call me not funny. Okay, that's actually funny. Yeah, more people need to be informed that they aren't comedians. Yeah, you're not a comedian. The world is not your podcast. You know what I'm saying? Do you believe Trump will enact martial law, Kayla? Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I do. That is the rough reality of the situation, is that 100% I do believe that. If Kayla told me I wasn't funny, that would be my one and only reason. I don't need 13. Listen, there are some people who I think just come on these streams and come to this channel to get scolded by me, and I don't know if that's like it's like a weird, if that's your prerogative, then whatever. Yeah, also people, why are people so obsessed with repeating the same jokes on the internet? Like, for example, when Trump dies, you know, like these jokes are going to be made and we can like silently like along. But this is different to me because this again is there's just a degree of violence here that, you know, is going to be used and manipulated for nefarious purposes. You know what I mean? Humiliation kink via Kayla says. I think some of you have it. I truly do. It's the parasocial urge to perform to your idol. Yeah. Do you think you were wrong back then for all making jokes about Luigi? I mean, I have the same... I'm not saying you can't make jokes. I'm saying the same thing now that I said about Luigi, is that publicly, you shouldn't have an opinion. That's what I'm saying. Your opinion on Luigi should be, I don't know who that is. You don't have to say a single positive thing about Charlie Kirk to think that gun violence is bad. Absolutely. Stan Twitter is being insufferable about it right now, using clips of pop girls with guns and making it look like they shot him. It's so performative and corny. IDK. That's what I agree. I think a lot of it is very performative and corny. And like I was mostly talking about it from like, you know, the nihilist, like irony poison leftist accounts, but that part of it is also, I think it's a lot of like kids who you know, they find community in these Stan Twitter groups who also teach, you know, like that like having empathy is cringe, right? And you know, that you should be able to make jokes about anything and everything because like nothing is serious. Like that's the Stan Twitter, but also take everything so seriously all the time at the same time when somebody makes fun of like an idol that you're parasocially obsessed with, you know? Yeah, people will just forever, crave attention. And the attention is not worth it. It's not worth it. The little high that you're going to get from all of your little friends liking your tweet, like it's not worth it when the government's knocking on your door. You're going to wish you didn't make that tweet. Not every content creator needs to talk about this, but Kayla, you could talk all you want. The funny thing is when stuff like this happens, when these big news stories happen, I don't really cover news in my actual videos, but I get so many people who are always like, can you make a video about this? And I'm like, no. But I'm glad, you know, y'all are hanging on the stream with me and just talking it out in a way that is normal. Girl, he died. I'm aware. I know that. Sorry, the chat's moving kind of fast, everybody. Oh my god. Yeah, if you're on Twitter, like, take your settings off of autoplay because I'm sure there are people who are, like, doing weird shit with the video and, like, baiting people into watching it and then showing the video or, like, making remixes of it or what. Like, I'm sure that's happening. Like... Okay, we are getting rid of some comments here because, again, I think people need to be smarter about what they say online. And if they come for you in my chat, which I'm not saying they will, like, you know, you don't need to get clout in my chat. You know what I'm saying? No Fed posting, chat. Thank you to the person who keeps reminding everybody, no Fed posting. Please. Move in silence. You all think too highly of yourselves and your comedic abilities. Pro, Kayla has over 600 people in live. Con, Kayla has weirdos in her chat. Fed posting is when a big event happens and you make controversial, ironic posts about it that insinuate that you endorse whatever's going on. So then the feds can turn around and use that against you. That's Fed posting. I'm gonna ban this person. Sup, Kayla? How's your day been, dog? It's been a day. It's been a day. Are we talking about what happened in Utah today? Yes, we are. Kayla, can you taste the difference between a left Twix and a right Twix? I don't love Twix, actually, so I guess not. It's not like my go-to candy. You said that you believe martial law will be enacted. Can you say why? Basically, in the U.S., if you don't live here, there's been an ongoing sort of thread in which Trump wants to use the National Guard to like take over Democrat-run cities. It's currently happening in DC. There's been a lot of talk about sending the National Guard to Chicago over violence, and here in New York City. So I would not be surprised if this was used in an escalatory manner to get to that point. I saw a tweet that was like, everything that's gonna happen was already going to happen anyway, but I think this was very much like an accelerationist type of event, unfortunately. What were you going to talk about before all of this? I was going to talk about something way lighter, like a very because I was thinking of making a second video this week because my first video, if you haven't watched the video I posted yesterday about Wuthering Heights, go fucking watch it because a lot of people haven't watched it yet. I was going to talk about a couple of pop culture stories that I think have a common thread. I was going to talk about Glenn Powell's recent photo shoot that he did, and Doja Cat's Max Headroom reference to the VMAs, and Sabrina Carpenter performing with drag queens, and all of the various criticisms of those, performances and expressions, and talking about again hater culture and hating for the sake of hating. And why I don't know, and why any time an artist makes a deliberate choice, it's either called performative or you know what I mean? It's always do you guys actually like anything? That's what I was gonna talk about as a means of maybe that leading to a video down the line, but then this happened, so. Are you planning on seeing Lady Gaga or Ariana in concert? Probably not Ariana. If Lady Gaga announced New York dates, I would like to go see her. It was just so expensive the first time she came here. Love that as a live chat topic. Lots of thoughts on the VMAs. I just think it's kind of the idea of it's something that I might want to explore in a video at some point. It's just I don't know. When are we gonna like stuff? Who is a performer out there that people actually like everything that they do, and they're like, wow, this is cool and innovative, or wow, I like this reference? because I thought that the Glen Powell shoot was cool and fun, and I like totally understood like the satirical bits of it. I thought it was like unique and fun and like poking fun at like modern day masculinity, like you know, like it was a commentary on masculinity, and I was like, I think that's cool. I like that. If you know what I'm talking about, I'll share it here. Hold on. Let me get these images so you all can see what I'm talking about. One sec. I'm gonna share my screen like a boomer. Share screen. Yeah, so it's these like images where he's like wearing a muscle suit and like, I don't know, like poking fun at himself a little bit. And there's another one that's not on here where it's like, it looks like he's like a wax figure. The state of the American male in 2025. I think that's like cool. I think that's like a unique like thing. And people are like, I hate this. And I'm like, why? Like, actually, why? And like with Sabrina, I've seen a lot of people being like, oh, it's good that, you know, she got up there and performed with drag queens, but it's performative. And it's like, why is that performative? Don't you want people to like be standing with like drag queens and trans performers and stuff? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I kind of don't get it. Like, I kind of. Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. Yeah, I feel like this day you can't be a casual fan of anything. Sorry, there's a lot of comments happening right now. Yeah, it just seems like people are just hating to hate. I'm like, what does anybody like anymore? I think Hassan tweeted that today about this specific story. And it just got me thinking, like, yeah, like what do people like now? What is liked by people? You know, is it just like our declining like interest in the concept of the American celebrity, or is it just like, is everything that everyone is doing like corny, cringe, and lame? You know, like. Can I go back? Okay, there we go. Yeah, nothing's ever good enough for the chronically online folk. The performance is performative. Well, duh. Satire's up for critic. Yeah, I saw people taking that Glen Powell photo shoot like literally like, oh, why does he look like that? It's like, I don't know. So that's what I was gonna talk about originally, and then something crazy fucking happened. Yeah, how much of it is social media algorithms inherently favoring negativity? I mean, they absolutely do. That's the other part of it is like, you know, you can't, even if you're commentating on something positively, you can't, if you want to get any traction, you almost have to like frame it as a problem. And I'm guilty of that. And like, so is every other commentator, because we want people to watch our videos. You know what I mean? Because like the algorithm like will push things if they're framed more negatively. Yeah, everything that isn't actively causing us to be able to disconnect from the hell dimension we live is performative or virtual signaling to the chronically online. Yeah. Like as a kid, you would just go to school and talk about the VMAs or whatever instead of just posting immediate reactions to it. Yeah. Or it's like a lot of people are parasocially like attached to one person, like one famous person, so they take like any other statement or any other thing that another like rival famous person in the same category does as like a threat. Or they're like, I have to say that this is problematic and corny so I can uplift this other person that I'm parasocially attached to. I think it's a lot of that too. Letterboxd review, yeah, Letterboxd brain. Kayla, don't come for the barbs like that. I never slander the barbs. I love the barbs. God bless the barbs. Never slander the barbs in my goddamn life. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, I'm just checking my phone to make sure that I haven't been canceled by the woke left. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta get on stream and make sure that nobody hates, or on your phone and make sure nobody hates me. You know. I'm good though. Nobody has told me to like stop talking. Nobody has pulled me off stage metaphorically with a cane. Could this be connected to the slow death of media literacy? Everything's connected to the death of media literacy at this point, bro. I'm not calling you out, chatter. I just think I'm so tired of hearing that term because nobody knows what it means. Not that you don't know what it means. I'm just like generally speaking, what like everybody just goes like media literacy is something I like, you know, is when someone says something I don't like. Like that's how, but they use it to like sound smart. And I say this as someone who does know what media literacy is because I know what it is. But like media literacy is when bad take. Not saying that that's you, chatter. I'm just saying that that's what I think of whenever I see media literacy, you know. This stream about the shooting, it was about that, and now we've kind of moved off of that a bit, and there's somehow still 500 people here. Maybe we'll go back to it. I don't know. Are there any new developments? Like, let me know if there's any new developments with it. I guess I should do these like current event coverages more often, but yeah, this is fucking crazy. I cannot believe this day, man. We live in a society, heart. Yeah, literally. Every time I turn my head, a new buzzword appears like an evil Pokemon. Yeah, it's media literacy, normalization, glamorization. I'm trying to think of like what other buzzwords that people just like throw around. Suspect is in custody. Oh shit. Suspect is in custody. Performative. Everybody drop your favorite, but they're all therapy speak. Yeah, everybody drop your favorite buzzwords in chat. Suspect is now in custody. I mean, it's kind of crazy that like literally nobody knows who this person is. Like, and the New York Post says he's still at large. This is crazy. Problematic. Take nuance. Cultural zeitgeist. I'm guilty of. Brain rot. Recession indicator is a big one. Recession indicator is just like literally any like cultural like micro trend that happened like maybe like 5 years ago or longer. Everyone's like recession indicator. Like that doesn't mean it. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. Glorification. Yep. Holding space. Yeah, media literacy is also my favorite as someone who studied media theory, like literally. Male gaze, performative male is a big one. Yeah. Virtue signaling is a big one. Yeah, there's just like media literacy is the one that really makes me fucking ugh. Kayla, how do I get my friends to stop Fed posting in the texts? LMFAO. I mean, it's okay if they're Fed posting in the texts. Just make sure they're not Fed posting like publicly or a maxing. Neurodivergent when it's just basic human behavior. That's a good one. That's a good one. Gaslighting's a good one. Not sure if it's real, but I just saw the arrest video of an old white man. That is real, but that was from earlier, and I believe they let that individual go. This made me feel better, guys, because I get, like, when this stuff happens, like, I get really into, like, because I used to work in the news, like, I get really into, like, the breaking news rabbit hole, and now I'm like, oh, I'm just chilling, even though we're talking about it, I'm like, I'm chilling with my friends. The world's not that bad. Dead internet theory is a really good one. Yeah. Canceled was one, and I feel like it's come back to like being like actually like a relevant non-buzzword. Anti-intellectualism's a big one. That's a yeah. You guys are good at all these buzzwords here. I can't believe this shit, man. This is crazy. Artificial intelligence, I don't think that's a buzzword. That's more of just, I don't know. We turned Me Too in a buzzword and completely defanged it in the process. I think that's interesting. That's interesting. Interesting take. Queer baiting's a big one. Queer baiting's a big one for sure. Also, congrats, Kayla. Thank you. Does it feel better to be out of the industry now? Yes. Yes. Suspect is still at large. Okay, interesting. I don't think anybody really knows what's going on here. Not like you, chat, but like I don't even think the feds know what's going on yet. When I say buzzword, I'm meaning more like what people use in like discourse to like sound smart. You know, like they throw it around like it means something, but it doesn't actually mean anything anymore. Systemic's a good one. There are new New York dates for the Mayhem Tour. Wait, really? It sucks because it feels hard to express grievances about the state of things without using a buzzword, but I do see so much slop content. Okay, so here's my mini rant about media literacy that I guess I'll just say while we're here, right? Is like, sorry, I'm looking at the chat. Is like media literacy is just the understanding. I'm gonna get rid of this tab. Wait, hold on. Stop screen. There we go. The screen was still like split for me. It's not for you, but it was for me. The thing about media literacy is it's very basic to understand. I know media literacy, and my credentials here, not that I need to explain them, is like I have an undergraduate degree in journalism, and I have a master's degree in communication and media management. So I'm familiar with the term, right? And media literacy, how I know it, is kind of like being able to properly evaluate media based on its level of trustworthiness and validity and understanding like objective versus subjective sources. It can also be used in the English class sense, right? Of like, you know, the curtains are never just blue. Like understanding and interpreting symbolism in media and satire and you know what an author means beyond what they actually say, what is actually in the text, making connections to various types of text. So it kind of works like it transcends in the fiction and nonfiction sense. That's what media literacy is, right? So sorry, I guess people are watching the presser and they're just Officials in UT say there is an active investigation while Kash Patel claims someone's in custody. So they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. So right, yeah. So it can be used interchangeably in those ways, but it means like being able to like decipher like media and text in front of you. So yes, it is just using your brain. When people teach media literacy in schools, when there's a curriculum for media literacy, they typically mean it in the nonfiction sense, in the sense of like, we need to teach kids how to be able to decipher fact from opinion. I remember learning that in school. They would give you like little exercises of like statements, and they'd be like, is this a fact or is this an opinion? That's media literacy. That is being media literate. How to determine bias, how to understand like and make connections. That is all that media literacy means. You know what I'm saying? So the way that people kind of take it and apply it to like, I don't know. Like people, the way I see it used now is, oh, like if people are expressing feelings about art that they don't like, or you know, an opinion of a famous person that they disagree with, the inclination is to go, oh, that person doesn't understand the intent behind this art or this statement because they don't have media literacy, because of the decline of media literacy. And it's like, it doesn't really need to be, it's like it's an incompatible context. You know what I'm saying? Aren't you talking about critical thinking? I mean, it all kind of falls under the critical thinking umbrella, but like that is what media literacy is just the basic skills of being able to decipher fact from opinion, and like understand, you know, I don't like waffles. Yeah, like I don't like waffles, so you hate pancakes. That's how people use media literacy, because they perform it as a gotcha. They go, oh, it's because there's a dog running down the street. Oh, okay, the dog belongs to an owner. I was like, where does the dog have an owner? Yes, okay. I was about to call somebody and be like, there's a dog running around out here. But that's all that media literacy is. So to use it in the context of like, people just use it as a gotcha, where they go, oh, you disagree with this person, or like you don't like this thing, this piece of art. It's because you don't understand it. It's because you're not media literate. It's not what it means. It's literally not what it means. Like, and I do think that like media literacy should be taught in schools, right? In the sense, like I said, when I learned when I was in school, this is a fact versus this is an opinion, right? It doesn't matter what those facts and opinions are. The difference is that you're able to distinguish it. You're able to distinguish like an opinion piece in the New York Times versus like a factual account of like a news event. That's all it means. That's all it means. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You know what I mean? You don't like this album, therefore it's not for you and you shouldn't talk about it. It's toxic positivity. Yeah, it's all kind of like, is it not already being taught? I mean, I don't know if it's being taught in like a modernized context. It was taught when I was in school, like in English class, you know? I do know in some classes that like in some schools, they have dedicated like media literacy. They take it one step further, and they teach people like, it's also like what you learn in English class. It's how to evaluate like good sources versus bad sources. It's why they used to make you do like a shit ton of research papers, so you could like come up with an argument and then validate it using like research and evidence. I don't know if they still teach that. I'm assuming I hope they do. I don't know. Like, that's kind of the basis of everything, is learning how to effectively argue. And you need media literacy to do that. Right. Disliking Tortured Poets Department does not make you not media literate. You know what I'm saying? Now that I've explained the definition of it to you, now you understand like why that's incompatible with like criticism of art. It has nothing to do with whether or not you're media literate. It has nothing to do with it. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat. Yeah, you didn't like X, that's why you're just not smart enough to get it. That's literally like, that is what pisses me off when it's like thrown around now. current kindergarten TA here, we are trying, but it's also whether the kids take what's being taught beyond the class. I mean, yeah, for sure. Shout out to all the teachers, man. My mom's a teacher. I don't know. I like how there's always like a weird argument about Swiftologists in my comments. I don't know them, guys. I don't know their content. I don't know. I know we have a lot of crossover fans. Yeah, but that's what bothers. Like that, I've never actually articulated it because it's like a weedy argument that I never really want to go down. And people always try to like throw that term around with me. You lack media literacy in that context sounds like someone trying to add some sort of academic credibility to you just don't get it. Right, exactly. And it has nothing to do with that. Like, yeah, person of interest in custody isn't the old man. What did I start as a throwaway joke? I'm so sorry. I mean, I don't know. I'm feeling better kind of just like talking about this. Yeah. Swiftologist. You don't have listen. We don't need to talk shit about any creators in here. It's fine. It's all good. I have no bad blood. People like to compare us both because we both have journalism degrees, and I do think that like it's cool when people with journalism degrees make content, you know. But like that's a personal thing. That's like, you know, saying like, oh, like I don't. If you like Swiftologists, it means you're not media literate. No, it just means you don't like their videos. You know, again, I've said this before. There are people who probably love Swiftologists who don't like me, and that's fine. It has nothing to do with either of our like, you know, accreditations in journalism or like quality or our qualifications. You know, like it's just a preference. Like, I'm just happy people with journalism degrees are able to pay their rent, LMAO. Yeah, it does. It's not a very well-paying industry unless you are in certain particular sectors of it. You can also disagree with someone without disliking them. Yeah, I mean, yes, I think Swiftologist is a great content creator. I just don't vibe with how he expresses himself. I mean, yeah, I mean, people, again, like, that's just part of being a creator, is, like, people don't vibe with how I express myself all the time. Like, you know, it just is what it is. Like, I'm not... Anyone asked about the Charlie Kirk news yet? That's what we talked about for, like, the first half of the stream. Gov of UT says a person of interest is in custody and being questioned. Understood. You cannot like something without making a moral judgment about it. Right, because people who make moral judgments about stuff think that gives them like a higher degree of credibility because, like, you know, you have to win every argument on the internet because it's about ego, and also because people don't know how to effectively argue their own points anymore. So they hide behind XYZ is problematic. It is fun to see people with your degree having success on the internet. I mean, it's just kind of funny because, like, I worked in news for 5 years. I don't work in news anymore, but I'm like, I guess I'm still technically putting my degree to use. You know? In some ways, I feel like I am. I guess that's what I tell myself because I spent a lot of money on my education. I'm going to go back and watch the live once it's over. It'll just got here. Well, welcome. Again, just checking my chat to make sure I have not been canceled for anything I've said so far. I don't think so. I think I'm okay. Sorry, guys. Just checking. Just doing a little vibe check around my phone right now. Just making sure people on the phone still fuck with me. You know what I mean? And also checking an email that I have from a prospective wedding DJ. I'm sorry. Bad host, L host. God, I'm so happy I didn't have to pay for my degree. Sorry if that's insensitive. No, I mean, good for you. That's awesome. I wish people didn't have to pay that much for their degrees. Hey, Gil, love your content. Out of curiosity, have you ever made a how the internet fell out of love with video on a celebrity who turned the public's favorite around? People request that a lot. I don't think it would do as well, so I don't really go in that direction typically. Ooh, Kayla, we're trapped in your phone. Free us. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. How the internet like works in its current iteration, I'm not like I'm not looking to necessarily experiment with it anytime soon, I guess. It's also like I feel like I've just done all the major ones that I want to do, and people like need to be kind of really specific to like fit the bill. So like, I don't know. I don't try to force it if it's like relevant to a current thing. Would do it on Patreon? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I did one on Trisha that was kind of like that, and I unlisted it just because like I didn't love the way that like that video, like I could have done it better, you know. Speaking of videos, go watch my current video that was posted yesterday if you haven't seen it on Wuthering Heights. It's good. Go watch it. It's really annoying that it's not getting recommended out. The back to school algorithm is just destroying me today. All of my unlisted videos are on my Patreon, which you can access for just $2 a month. I have a whole playlist there of every video that I've unlisted. I usually unlist videos due to like performance, just because like it's better for people to see that you have a consistent view count, or just because I don't really fuck with them anymore. Most of them are available on my Patreon. So. No, I have no interest in seeing Freakier Friday. Do you plan on updating the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni timeline? Not in particular. I have not like really kept up with that in a while. I've been hearing a lot of smaller YouTube channels like 100K subs have been getting screwed over by YouTube recently. It's all kind of like it's unclear as to what's happening. Some people think that the algorithm has like changed a bit. Other people think it's just like the typical everyone goes back to school, so like the traffic is different and it kind of messes with stuff. When did you get a Patreon? I've had a Patreon for 2 years. It's in my link tree. I don't push it that much because I don't want to be like, guys, go give me money. But I do bonus content on there. And we have like a fun little community on there as well. Grift is overused, IMO. Yeah, that's a good point. Have you noticed a trend of people not realizing that there's a difference between simply recording a memory versus putting it online? Do you just mean like people like living their whole lives online? Yeah, a little bit. The Wuthering Heights video was great. As someone who hadn't heard much about the movie and was confused with the trailer, I appreciated your overview. I'm kind of pissed about how that video did because, like, I asked for a request and everybody was like, "Oh my god, talk about Wuthering Heights," and I was like, "Okay, this is gonna do great. I'm gonna put a sponsor on. It's gonna do great." And like, it's not doing well. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I was like, I didn't think I was gonna have to like worry about that video's performance, and now like I do. It was so annoying. So Tyler just lives in Singapore. I didn't know that. That's cool. I really dug the Wuthering Heights video too. Thank you. I like how it came out too. I just like I don't know. It's just like not doing as well. It's really fucking annoying. I don't know. Yeah, my views haven't been like this is usually like the last like low review hump of the year to get over is like the back to school season because my peak season is like November to March. because it's like award season and like I just have more to talk about in like the pop culture world. So we're entering the season where I clean up, but like I still have to get through like the September October like final slump. Thank you. That video didn't even come up in my recommended. Yeah, I know, dude. I know, and I don't know why, because I'm like, everyone was requesting it, so I'm like, fuck. Like, I don't know. And yeah, people like shit on me because I changed the title and the thumbnail or whatever. It's like, okay, like, yes, you have eyeballs. I get it. But yeah, I posted a video yesterday. If you haven't seen it, go look at it. It's good. Aren't the Emmys this week? I think they are. I think so. Yeah. All right, guys, we've been on for a while. Thank you to the 400 people who are still here. I'm gonna hop off and go eat dinner. And yeah, everybody be cool. Don't fed post. Be chill. And take care of yourself. And I'll see you later. Bye.